We begin tonight's show with an investigation into a potential loophole in the laws controlling the use of cannabis. Now, the medical use of herbal cannabis is illegal in the UK, but it is available under prescription in several other European countries. So now a number of Londoners are risking prison to see if EU laws will allow them to use the drug here, so long as it's been prescribed by doctors from over there. Our reporter Mark Jordan has the story.
Europe has thrown Britain some curious legal twists, and here's the latest. A Dutch citizen with a doctor's prescription for medical cannabis is legally allowed to smoke it in the UK. A Brit doing the same could be jailed in his own country.
If a substance has therapeutic qualities, then it's the duty of the government to regulate it, and it is available for medical use.
And so British patients with cancer, AIDS and MS are travelling to Amsterdam for cannabis prescriptions from Dutch doctors, hoping to bring it home without arrest.
Yesterday we had a wonderful woman that came in. She's currently undergoing chemotherapy for breast cancer, and she just simply explained to us that she came here with 2 suitcases, one for her clothes, one for her medication.
They are challenging our system because back home medicinal users growing their own are under the same law as criminal gangs. Essex police uncover at least 2 cannabis farms a week. Today's is organised crime. Tomorrow, it could be 3 plants in a flat.
It still breaks the law whether you're growing one of these plants in your airing cupboard at home, or you're growing this amount on an industrial scale.
This crop's worth over £100,000.
There's a third room upstairs that's empty.
This place is dangerous.
That's live. They're nicking the electric.
The gang's protection of their yield can turn deadly.
They will wire the doors up to the electricity to booby trap them, to deter other gangs from taking it, and also the police from coming in.
The law on this is clear. For cultivating cannabis, whether you're growing 3 plants or 300, you can go to prison.
I'm worried about whether I'll get another prescription in prison, and you know that kind of worry. But I've got to get these ready.
In Leighton, a judge has warned Ed Stratton to pack for prison. He'll be sentenced tomorrow for growing 7 plants to relieve crippling pain from celiac disease.
I've got a lot of different tablets that I have to take.
His doctor confirms cannabis helps, but whether it's cancer, MS or AIDS, courts have ruled medical use is no excuse.
Without cannabis, life is an unending proposition of pain, nausea and depression. With cannabis, life can be worth living. However, with black market cannabis, it's frequently adulterated or contaminated with glass, iron filings, various other contaminants, which means growing it.
Ed's doctor realised cannabis helped, and following success with other patients, he prescribed Sativex, a new legal spray containing cannabis extract that helps patients with spasms. But at £320 a month, many health trusts have refused to pay, including Ed's.
The big issue at the moment is still cost. Please, can I have this new medicine so that I can relieve my symptoms legally? And then what happens is he's stopped from having that. They say, no, you can't. And I can understand why he goes back to doing something illegal.
So Ed grew cannabis. Then the shop under his flat caught fire.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be found out. So I was terrified. And the police said, are you aware there are cannabis plants upstairs? I said, of course I am, they're mine. He said, we're arresting you in that case on a charge of production of cannabis with intent to supply.
We'll rejoin Ed at court. Whether large or small, uncovering cannabis farms has become routine for Dave the electrician, called in to make them safe.
It's just part of the day's work now. We've done them before where a bloke's had 1 lamp in a wardrobe. People who do it on a small scale for themselves, personally, I don't see that's really hurting anyone. Something like this is major criminal stuff. This could be funding lots of criminal activity. So this, on a scale like this, you don't know where the money's going.
I grow on my own. Would you like to see?
But elsewhere, it's hard to imagine why sick people risk prison. Sarah wanted me to understand.
I'll just switch the light on for you. Unfortunately, I have to ignore the law. And that makes me feel rather bad. I don't want to have to ignore the laws just to be well, but that's the situation we have.
So how many people in London are doing this?
You'd be surprised.
You know this could land you in jail.
I'm trading my liberty for my health. I'm starting to tremor. That is a sign that I need to medicate.
When Sarah was bedbound, she too was denied Sativex. Turning to illegal cannabis, she claims it's calmed the worsening MS spasms and pain that stopped her walking.
About 5 different types of pain, ranging from hot shooting pain, streaks of lightning, cold streaks, pins and needles, and then there's deep aching like you've just been laid into by a whole rugby team. And the tremors stop now. I couldn't live without it. I wouldn't want to live without it.
Sarah's taking another huge risk. She shares her crop, posting it to other patients too weak to grow their own. She calls it a gift. To police, it's drug dealing.
I just decided to help others. I help sometimes up to 7 people, but I have a core of 3 or 4 people all the time that I help.
Although not willing to be interviewed for this report, Home Office ministers worry the drug is addictive and increases the risk of psychosis. Cannabis, they conclude, has no medical benefit in herbal form. But here's the problem. Nearly 2/3 of EU countries allow medical use, so British patients are now arriving in Amsterdam. Their mission here is simple. They believe that they can go to a Dutch GP, get a medical prescription for cannabis, and then legally take up to 3 months' supply back to the UK.
It's been done several times. I mean, I know of one particular instance where it was done, and I actually followed the protagonist, as it were, step by step.
Campaigner Peter Reynolds claims this man with spinal injuries flew to Amsterdam and was prescribed a supply of medical cannabis to take back to Britain. Amsterdam's Dr. Cambridge confirmed the process.
I've been contacted by a lot of people from the UK who come over here to the Netherlands. If a British patient is within the group that will benefit from a prescription and it's confirmed by his consultant, then I can offer this prescription.
Dr. Cambridge says Britain has no choice, having signed up to the section of the Schengen Medical Agreement to respect all EU prescriptions.
I don't believe there's any way they can stop that. People are protected by the Schengen Agreement. But most of these people just are not fit, not healthy enough to do that.
The Home Office has issued mixed messages. First they told patients it's legal. Now they're insisting it's illegal for any UK resident to possess cannabis. They do confirm a Dutch patient can legally smoke his prescribed drug here in the UK, but decline to say if they would arrest a British patient. Things should soon come to a head because we understand one British citizen with a Dutch prescription intends to take himself and his drugs to his local police station. Only then will the situation be clarified. The Dutch remain baffled.
British people coming to Amsterdam and actually going to see doctors is a bit of an extreme measure for us, but then again it kind of explains how desperate these people are to find a solution.
Back in London, it's sentencing day for Ed Stratton.
For cultivating a safer drug than alcohol, I've been awarded a 3-month prison sentence, suspended for a year, along with £500 costs. Life is intolerable without cannabis. I suffer intolerable pain, nausea, anxiety, depression. It's prison or pain.
While the debate about the medical uses of cannabis